All right, let's continue with the parts of the circle. Now, when we talk about the parts of the circle, we're going to talk about, we already talked about what a central angle was, what a major arc was, a minor arc. Now we're going to talk about the distance around the circle and a portion of that distance around the circle and a portion of the area of the circle. So what we have here is we have a minor arc AB, and if I go along the arc, if I travel along the arc, that is known as an arc length. So if you travel along the arc, we have an arc length. So it's basically the length of the arc AB. Okay. The way we calculate the length of the arc is we have to know, first of all, a couple of interesting items. So in this case, we're going to say that this measurement is 70 degrees, so therefore our arc measurement is 70 degrees. Now that's the measurement, so that's relative to the circle being 360 degrees. We also need to know the radius of our circle. So I'm going to put a point T here and draw a radius to it, and I'm going to say it's 1.5 inches. So if we know the radius of our circle is 1.5 inches, we can calculate the diameter being 2 times that, which is 3 inches, and our circumference is our diameter times pi, so 3 pi inches, and our area of our circle is going to be the radius squared times pi, so 2.25 pi inches squared. Okay, these are formulas we worked on before in class. So what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the portion that is the length. So it's the length. Now the length is relative to the whole circumference. So we know the measurement. So when we talk about the arc length from A to B is going to be relative to the circumference, and it's going to be the same proportion as the measurement of our arc AB is to 360 degrees. So we could rewrite this and say the arc length of AB is equal to the circumference times the measurement of arc AB over 360. Okay. Now there's another formula for arc length. Now there's another unit of measurement for angles. The other unit measurement for angle measure is called radians. And now radians are very useful for figuring out arc length. A radian is the length of a radius. So it's basically saying how many radii are there in the arc. So basically saying how many 1.5s are there in the arc here. Now, we're not going to compare it to 70 degrees, but what I'm going to say is the arc length is going to equal the radius length times the number of radians. Because it's just the number of radiuses is a radian. Okay. Now let's talk about, so that's length. So we have, this is the most one we use, and then we use this one when we're dealing radians. Okay. Now there's another part of a circle. It's called the sector, and a sector is basically an area. A sector is part of circle's area. Now it's a part of the circle's area as a piece of pizza. So if you think of a piece of pizza, it's a slice. We're not, cutting it into squares, but it's basically it's kind of a triangular part with an arc. Okay. So the area of a sector is going to be relative to our total area of our circle can't spell today. So area of our sector, which is our piece of pizza, right, is going to be relative to the area of our circle, as the measurement of the angle, again, is to 360 degrees. Okay? So we can write the area of our sector is equal to the area of the circle times the measurement of my arc over 360 degrees. Now, remember, it's measurement of arc, not length. So measurement is an angle, it's central angle measured. All right. Now, the last thing we have is we have a piece of pizza. So we have the crust. So if you think about the crust being this portion, it's just a slice off. Basically what we're doing is we're taking our piece of pizza and we're subtracting away the triangle and we get the crust. Okay. So this one is just the area of our sector. We subtract the area of the triangle and we get the area of our segment, they call this. And what a segment is we're going to talk about this later, but a chord is when you connect 2 points on a circle, and a chord is when we connect 2 points on a circle. So a piece of pizza, a slice, a segment is a portion of a sector. So a chord is when you connect a segment. So if we had a full pizza here and we connected point A, B here, we could say that the shaded part is one segment of the circle and the unshaded part is one segment of the circle. Okay? And we can figure out either one based on this knowledge here. If you think about it, we can take our triangle like that. Now, the area formula for a triangle, we use the easiest formula because we know that these two are congruent and they're both the radius. So the area of our triangle is going to be r squared times the sine of the angle, sine of the arc, divided by 2. That's the fastest way to do the area. So, area of the sector, you get from up here. Area of the triangle, get from that formula. Subtract them, get the area of our segment.